Hey now, Mike Shamon here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a YouTube thumbnail. If you look at your YouTube thumbnails, you want to make sure they stand out. That's what I like to do, to let you guys know how I made those, and if you want to make them, this is just a quick tutorial on how you're going to be able to make some of these thumbnails similar to this. So I'm just going to show you how I do it, my kind of style. What I get now is an open canvas in Photoshop at 1280 by 720, and it's RGB because we don't need CMYK for this. What I do is I usually start with something I previously had, but for this tutorial I'll start from scratch. Photoshop. Alright, and then let's just get the name of your whatever you want your thumbnail to say, and let's go to the color here. Alright, so I just wrote out with the text tool, best WordPress theme. I'm doing a tutorial video for that, and I need a thumbnail. So we'll do two thumbnails. I need this best WordPress theme, and I also need a make a lead generation page thumbnail. Alright, so we do those two. And what I do is I just did a text box, made the text. And now you can choose your font up here. I like this Proxima Nova. This is a really good font that I like, and I'm going to use it. So I just like to put the theme, I just like to put the title kind of at the top. And this is going to be best WordPress theme, and then I'm just going to do 2020. And you want to make sure you want to hold shift whenever you're making it bigger. And I am a little bit late on making this video. I mean, this is 2.5 months into 2020, but it still applies. So I just make it bigger, and I usually like to do the big font, the big thick font. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this border, how to make a border around there. So let's just do best WordPress theme 2020. All right, and then I like to do a question mark. Should probably do a big question mark. Do it like this. Just something that stands out just a little bit more. Make this a little bit bigger. Something a little bit different. And actually, what I might do right here is just go back here and let's go back up to the top line there. That looks better. We can always close that. Just like this. Okay, so now that we got this laid out like that, just to start off with, we can start doing some stuff. I'm going to make a border around it. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll go to I just like to make a new layer, but you don't need to make a new layer because we have a box. Alright, so let's get whatever color, not white. Alright, and then just put it around. And you just want to go to your E tool and erase, which rasterizes it like that. Alright, so now it's on there. And now what I do is I just do this right here and go all the way corner to corner. And I just use that little plus sign as a guide if you just do it like that. And then I select everything on the inside and go delete. And now you have a cool border. Alright, and if you want to change the color of it, you just come over here and you double click and you go to color overlay, and you can change whatever color you want. Alright, so that's how you do the border. Now, one thing I do is I put this text in a box, usually of some sort. And I should say is that let's make a new layer right here, because I have 1,000 layers going on. These are all my previous YouTube thumbnails I've had. So let's make a new layer and just go name what it is. Okay. And then I'm going to take all these things that I had and put them over here. Alright, so I got this rectangle, put that behind the text. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a separate box for 2020, and I'm going to move some things around. I'm just going to do, if you hold control down, you can kind of do this. Just do that. Down a little bit. Alright. And one of the things I'll do for the rectangle up top here, I'll also make it a little bit thinner. And I'll bring up the text. You can do the text a different color. This is a color overlay. This is a gradient overlay if you want the gradient. And one of the things you can do is just this one right here if you want to bring a little bit more attention to it. And then just pick your colors. Choose white in the middle. And then just a little bit of a gray. Alright, and now let's just add a little bit of a stroke to it. One point stroke should be fine with a drop shadow. You choose where that drop shadow wants to go. Alright, just line up the shadow a little bit there. Maybe I'll darken a little bit. Alright, so there's our cool little text. Now this rectangle, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a, actually let's go to the 2020 text. What we can do is go to our best WordPress theme text over here and go to copy layer style. Just go to 2020 and paste layer style. Alright, and what I'll do is I will make a new layer and I'll go to the pen tool. I'll make it below the 2020. I'll go to the pen tool. Right, and then I start out the box, and I'm just going to make a box like that. Oh, and let me finish this off right here. So it's connected right there, and just go to fill or make selection. That's what I go to. Right, and you can just go to you can go to fill also. I just like doing it this way. It's easier for me to show you guys like that. And then the 2020, you just want to get in its box. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a style to this box. Do a drop shadow and a stroke. Alright, and you could do an inner shadow if you want, to just bring a little bit of extra layer to it, kind of. Alright, so just messing around with it a little bit. And maybe I might take that stroke off. You can mess around with different stuff if you want. Like I said, the inner shadow is the one I like the best, probably. Alright. Okay. And now remember, if you want to move this, you can just control and select both layers at the same time. Alright, and then let's go to the question mark. The question mark, I'm going to use the same type of thing, the same effects, copy layer style, paste layer style. Nope, so I pasted the wrong one. Oh no, that was right. No, I want to do the text. where's the 2020 text? There it is, right there. Copy, paste. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a yellow question mark. So I'm just going to go to gradient overlay. I go to the gradient here, do this again, just do it lighter, maybe like it, let's see here. I want to do something that kind of stands out a little bit. So let's see. Oh, I like the red. Okay, let's do the red. I might have to change that, but we'll pick the color up here a little bit different in just a second here. Let's see. Let's go to rectangle, color overlay, and I just like to switch everything to color overlay because then I know that what it is color overlay. Alright, there we go. The green looks good. I like the green. Even though it is a little bit tough on the eyes, it will be eye popping when it's on the screen there. I'm just trying to find something to do with this. Alright, and then what I'm going to do too is do another rectangle. And just do it behind here. And I'm just going to go to the opacity and bring it down. And I'm going to put it below everything. Alright, and then I will bring in the other elements that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using these logos. So I'm just going to bring them in here. What I'm going to do is just size them down a little bit. Alright, and then since the logo doesn't have, this logo doesn't have a background, I may have to change that up. And then, where's the other one, Aveda? Alright, and then since this one, this Divi one, doesn't have a name next to it, I'll just put a name next to it really fast. Alright, and I'll go over to character. And what I want to do is just since everything else is a white box, put a white box around it and bring it back down below that and below the logo. And I'm just going to merge all these together. Alright, and then that's my Divi. And now what I can do, since I got those elements, there's do this question mark. Alright, and let's bring down the 2020 and this thing a little bit here. Actually, let's just make this question mark a different color. Let's make it red, probably. Actually, you know what? I did like the gradient. Alright, that's fine. I'll change the background color. But let's go here first and let's just get some drop shadows on these guys. Alright. See if it needs a stroke. No, it doesn't need a stroke. Oh, well, we could do a stroke and then make it a red stroke. Make it a little bit bigger. Alright. Actually go here and go to drop shadow and make the drop shadow a little bit bigger too. Alright, now we're just going to copy layer style, paste layer style. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the question marks and have a bigger stroke around it actually. And it's going to be a red stroke. Actually, let's go black. Alright. And then I'm going to bring up these logos here. And actually, I might move that question mark. Let's just take that question mark off because it's causing all sorts of issues for me. Alright, so there's this one. Alright, perfect. And actually, this Aveda one needs to be a little more. And now let's do the question mark. And let's get that over here. And actually, I'm just going to do the question mark the same as the 2020 after all. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is add my face. Now how do you get your face? Well, what you need to do is you need a picture of yourself or a picture of whatever you want, and then bring it in, and then you need to do the pen tool around it. So for example, if I was to bring this shirt in here and I wanted to get that guy out of the shirt, if it's a white background, you can just do this magic wand tool and delete it after it's rasterized. Okay, so now that we got the magic wand tool here, if it's a white background, you can do that and delete it, and that background will go away. Or if it's something more detailed that you need to cut out, you're going to need to take the pen tool, and you're just going to need to zoom in, and you're just going to need to use the pen tool to cut out whatever you need to cut out. Alright, so that's how you get your face there. I'm not going to go through the whole tutorial on that, but that's how you get there. And then what I do usually too is I just put my little logo down here, and then sometimes I do a bar at the bottom. Alright, just grab a rectangle and do that. And then, now if I wanted to do that angled, I can just do this pen tool. Just go down here and do this. And do that. me get a layer. Make a new layer. Alright. And you can adjust that to what you want. Just put a little drop shadow, maybe a stroke on it. No stroke. Just change the color maybe. There we go. Alright, and then now I got this little blank space here, so what I'm going to do is just I'll come back to my question mark layer and then just make that a little bit bigger. Make sure it's over that rectangle. And then I'm going to move my face. And then what I'll do is I'll copy this question mark here. And then I'll make another small one. And copy another of that one. And rotate it. Alright, and what I'll do is I'll switch up that color of the background there of that because I just don't really like that green, it's just too much. Okay, we're just doing all red, and then for the background of this one, I'm going to make it a different color. Make it yellow because I like red and yellow together, and then you just want to increase the opacity on that again. Alright, so that's a cool little thumbnail there. If you want to get a little bit grungy in the back, well, you can add different elements to it. I'm just going to add some of my websites here in the back. And what I'm going to do is I'll put them in one group together. I'm just going to take them, turn them, just so there's some in the background. All right. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll make this layer go below. Alright, so there's something there. You can't really make out what it is, but there's something there. And actually, if you want to take this opacity down a little bit, you kind of see a little bit there. So let's save that. You just go File, Save for Web, and you can output as JPEG 1280 by 720, and you can go to Save. Alright, so that's how you make one. Let's go to the next. Alrighty, so the next one we're going to make is how to make a lead generation page. So I'm just going to start with the one we have now, and I'm just going to do lead generation. I'm just going to make this one a little bit bigger. Alright, and then I'm going to take the 2020. I'm just going to do like that. And I'm just going to bring that rectangle down. I'm just going to delete these from my file here because I don't need them anymore. And these question marks, just turn these off right now. Okay, let's go to this right here. And if you look at how I make a lead generation with Divi. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually go to the, let me see all these question marks here. Actually, I'm just going to copy this right here. Copy this lead generation. Put this Divi theme and what I'll do is also just kind of italics a little bit. And then let's see here. Maybe I should make this and this. Like that. And then what I like to do is I'm gonna delete my face from here. What I like to do is take a screenshot or something that I'm working with. Okay, so this has a lead generation page. Okay, so I take a screenshot of this landing page that I made. If you want to take a screenshot of something on the internet, you can do like in Google Chrome, you can do ColorZilla. But if you want to take a picture of something that's like, say you want to take a picture of this like Photoshop thing, you can use this one. It's called PicPic. All right, it's called PicPic. And you can take a screenshot anywhere. So that's what I recommend if you're taking screenshots. So this is mine, and what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to, this is a little bit big, this page is. And as you can see, it's got something at the top there. I don't really need this top bar. Rasterize it and then delete that. I'll delete the bottom down here, this little part, and then I'll delete a side, delete the other side, so you can fit this in here. This. Now if you want to get that cool look with white stroke and then a red stroke, here's how you do that. If you double click this image and again do the stroke, alright, we're just going to do a white stroke. Alright, do that a little bigger. H probably good. Okay, now you just want to duplicate this layer, and on the bottom layer, double click that and go to stroke, make it red or whatever color you want, and then make it just a little bit bigger. Alright, and then on the bottom one, you could do a drop shadow if you want. Alright, and just remember, if you resize one, you gotta resize both, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna make this like a, I'm gonna make this background box different color. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do blue, I think. Let me go back and see what one of my colors is. Okay, it's purple and blue and green. That's what we're doing. So it's gonna be purple. All right. And then the colors for let's see here. Just go up top to this one here. Finally, I find it. Color overlay. That green. All right, let's go to the Adobe theme tutorial. I think we'll make that green. Okay, and then make my bottom name thing green. All right, and let's go to that border. Green. Again, you can make these whatever colors you want. I'm just making it green because this is what works for me right now. And then, all right, now we're gonna take this landing page color, the gradient. It's gonna be a blue. You know, maybe if we just go with the solid color, it might be better, I think, actually. With a stroke, with a white stroke. Right, and then I'll just put my face on there. Alrighty, so that's what that is. There's our second landing page right there. I'll make my face a little bit smaller maybe. Alrighty, so there it is. There's another little YouTube thumbnail. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Put a little drop shadow on my name. Actually, I'll just probably put my name black. Alright. Alright, so there's a little lead page thumbnail for you guys. It's gonna save the same way. I hope you guys got some value out of this making YouTube thumbnails. So alright guys, check them out in my next videos for my other tutorials. Have a good one.